We're going to turn now to that New York Times essay that's sparking some debate about whether you should put your job ahead of your children. An author, a working mom, writing that she sometimes makes that choice, and she's opening up about it right here.
You want me to be a stay-at-home mom?
For so many mothers, their working lives are not just jobs.
And why are you pushing this so hard anyway?
Am I?
Yeah. Dre, you know that this is not just a job for me. This is who I am.
It's part of their identity. That's why lawyer, professor, and writer Lara Bazelon says she feels no shame in sometimes choosing her work over her kids.
I struggle between my desire to do what's best for my clients whose lives are on the line and do what's best for my children who deserve a really present and engaged and loving mother.
In her recent New York Times article titled, "I've picked my job over my kids," the mother of two wrote, "I prioritize my work because I'm ambitious and because I believe it's important. If I didn't write and teach and litigate, a part of me would feel empty."
The pressures on mothers are different than the pressures on fathers. We're held to a different standard. And so when fathers, for example, go grocery shopping or show up in the middle of the day for an event, everyone thinks it's so wonderful and fantastic. And if a mother, for example, misses the midday event, there's this sense of, well, why weren't you there?
But she admits sometimes making that choice comes with a price.
I've missed my daughter's 7th birthday. I've missed my son's 10th birthday party. I've missed 2 family vacations. I've missed Halloween. I've missed recitals.
But Bazelon says a moment at her son's Thanksgiving potluck at school reaffirmed that her choices were not in vain. Writing in front of his class, her son said, "I appreciate my parents for being lawyers because they get people out of jail. This really helps me reflect, do the right thing, and have positive role models."
I think we need to support each other in the choices that we make rather than being judgmental, and then understand that there are so many ways to raise healthy, successful, resilient children.
All right, joining us now to talk more about this, author and parenting expert Rachel Simmons. Good morning to you. This is a really fascinating one. We talk about this so much, this so-called work-life balance. And the author, she makes it a really clear point. She says the idea alone traps women. It makes them feel shame. Does this balance even exist?
No, I think work-life balance is a fool's errand. I mean, I, as a parent, when I'm working, I feel like I should be with my daughter. When I'm with my daughter, I feel like I should be working. And I think millions of moms feel that constant guilt, like nothing we can do is ever enough.
So you read this story, I read it, and I wondered if a controversy would even exist if this was written by a man, yet a woman writing this story saying that she sometimes chooses her job over her kids makes headlines.
Right, like the writer's name is Lara. If this were written by Larry, nobody would read it, nobody would publish it. It's unremarkable. And I think it's because we still have a double standard for women. We're expecting them to be everything to their kids all the time, and women are never going to be equal to men as long as there's that double standard in effect.
So is there something to be said for making this decision, for a parent choosing, I even hate to simplify it as much as choosing work over kids, because she's not just dismissing her children, but she's making this choice to prioritize work. Does that make them a better parent?
Look, I think that when I go out to work, I'm showing my daughter that I'm a caregiver, but I'm also something else. I've got work that gives me purpose, and I think that sends a message to her that she can do the same. I also want to add that this is a very privileged choice. There are millions of women every day who don't have the choice to miss work to go see an event for their children, who could be fired if they did that.
That's a really important point to make, I think, that is overlooked in conversations like this. A lot of people don't have the choice in so-called balance. You got to go to work. The reactions to this piece were really mixed. Some people said right on, others were really critical with the writer. Parenting judgment happens all the time.
Yeah,
what do you
it comes with the territory. You don't get to be a parent without feeling judged or actually often judging other parents. I mean, I was saying earlier that I broke a promise to my daughter. I said I wouldn't go away for the night for work in July, and then GMA called and I came, and I feel guilty for being here, not to be meta about it. I also promised her her favorite babysitter. But that being said, this is a choice we're all making all the time. I have to make choices based on my values and be confident in those choices, and that's all we can do as parents.
I always say that your normal in your house is yours.
That's right.
You get to define what
Absolutely,
that is.
and nobody gets to tell you what kind of parent to be.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This is a great conversation.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.